Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. And obviously, as you can tell by this picture with this little river here and the little rapids in the background, this is definitely not South Florida. That was my vacation last week when I was gone for a few days. Sorry I didn't talk about it when I was gone, but as you know, not good to talk about this kind of stuff that you're going to be away from anywhere. Even though it's my business, much less your home in social media. So this is security tip number one: never discuss your vacation plans. I can do it because I have a business with people here and a great alarm systems, but I still don't discuss it just in case. You never know. I don't keep anything at my home whatsoever of value because I have a great safe and a great alarm system and a great store and a police station about right behind my business that I don't really have to worry about it too much. But a lot of you do never discuss your vacation plans. So last week when I was out of town with all that crappy video and everything, a lot of that had to do with me being out of town using an iPhone to record video and such. But anyways, hope you enjoyed my little iPhone video here I did of that little stream right in the Smoky Mountains that's right outside Gatlinburg. Let's move along to what's going on out there, and here's kind of where we're at with precious metals. Welcome to Purgatory. Election is kind of upside down. The stock market's kind of crazy. Bonds are crazy. Gold and silver's kind of been a little bit crazy side, but still, we're maintaining close to that 19 level. Don't worry about it. I told you that when everything collapses, and at some point, is it going to collapse before or after the election? That's the big question. That precious metals would take a big shit as well. Pardon the language, but it's true. Anyway, welcome to Purgatory right now, and that's kind of where the whole country is sitting politically, economically, and you can pretty much say the whole world is sitting there as well. Meanwhile, the one thing that you can be rest assured of is that gold and silver and platinum have never went bankrupt ever. You're never going to wake up in the morning and hear that your gold and silver bars and your platinum bars are worth nothing, zero. It's just never going to happen. You could wake up and hear that your portfolio, your IRA, is worth zero. Probably not. Highly unlikely. However, it's very unlikely that that'll ever happen with gold, silver, and platinum because it's been around for 5,000 years. Countries and central banks and the elite all own it. They don't own paper money generally unless they're in and out of it. Let's move along to a little article by, not a little article, but an article by Charles Hugh Smith. There's no vaccine for the terminally ill economy. This is not too far off from what Peter Schiff wrote about last night. And I'm a big fan of Charles Hugh Smith. I'm a friend of his on Facebook. And by the way, well, personally, on my personal Facebook, I've been kicked off for my opinion. I'm going to just leave it at that. And you know me, I'm very opinionated, but I'm very civil and respectful, so I can't understand why that happened. But Charles Hugh Smith is a friend of mine on Facebook, on my personal page. However, right now I can't contact him and tell him that I really enjoyed this article. And again, it's kind of along what Peter Schiff said. There's no vaccine for a terminally ill economy. Very few are willing to face the reality that the U.S. economy was on life support long before COVID came on the scene. This is absolutely true. There was big financial troubles happening before the COVID came on the scene. Central banks were pumping money into the system. There was big issues, and there's still issues, and it's even worse now. Let me move on because I just don't want to digress and go or go off topic here because we are here to discuss gold and silver prices. He also talks about productivity has stagnated for decades as capital has been incentivized to seek productive killing monopolies and cartels and socially economically destructive speculation rather than investments that increase productivity in socially beneficial matter. A lot to be said about that. Anyway, I can go on and on and on. Not too far from what Peter Schiff said last night. If you get a chance, take a look at Charles's site. It's called of2minds.com. You can see it right here. Pause the video, put it up in your browser, and then when you're done with my video, you can read this. Very good article, and creds to him. Let's take a look at the Gold Antitrust Action Committee. I like this site as well. It's called GATA, GATA.com, if I'm correct. Let me see where. Anyway, I don't have my bar up there, so I can look at it. But it's GATA. They run some pretty cool articles, and very smart people. They understand the gold market better than the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, CNBC, and all those other corporate news stations. Far better. However, they don't put articles up very often. They're talking about U.S. still faces possible default wave, asset declines due to pandemic, Fed warns. Duh, come on. I mean, this is kind of what Peter Schiff was talking about last night when I was talking about his article, that the cure is far worse than the disease, and they've really screwed up this whole economy by closures and such, shutdowns and everything else. This is really about this is a power control issue going on right now. But again, I don't want to digress there. We'll talk about that later. U.S. still faces possible default wave, asset decline due to pandemic, Fed warns. The United States may still favor a wave of debt defaults and significant declines in asset prices because of the coronavirus pandemic. You know, no. Read this line right here and think about this. The United States may still face a wave of debt defaults and significant declines in assets because of the coronavirus pandemic. Absolutely. All right, Marcelo, get your beeper ready. Fucking incorrect. This is a significant decline because of boneheaded decisions about a virus that kills such a insignificant small percentage of the population, mostly older people with comorbidities. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. They made such boneheaded decisions. They didn't close down. And not only was it boneheaded to close down business, they didn't just close down any business. They closed down mom and pop business, small businesses. They didn't close down corporate businesses. So, oh gosh, I'm digressing again politically, and I don't want to do that. However, my whole point revolves around gold and silver and precious metals. They've killed the local economies. Local economies pay local sales tax. They pay local employees. They contribute to the local communities. The government has completely destroyed small businesses. Completely. They've screwed the pooch. Meanwhile, corporate businesses who had the money and could see the future in this have survived well and made even more money. Screw these people, folks. Sorry, didn't mean to digress. Anyways, definitely go to GATA.com, Gold Antitrust Action Committee. They've run some good articles. Read this for yourself and know that this first line right here kind of just amplifies the lie that they're giving us, that the virus killed the economy. It wasn't the virus, people. It was them. So anyways, I'm sorry. Don't mean to sound pissed, but I kind of am. Hey, man, gold goes to 10,000 bucks. We're all okay. But, you know, it doesn't help the economy. And I don't feel good about that. It doesn't help the people. And I don't feel good about that either. Anyways, let me move along here. Wall Street Journal, stock market down a little bit. That's just a market waiting to collapse. And like I said, when it does, it'll take gold and silver down with it for sure on a paper markets. But will you be able to buy physical at those prices? I don't know. Every time gold and silver just drops in the paper markets, you know, COMEX, ETFs and stuff, not in the real physical market, but when it drops in the paper markets, physical all of a sudden it's just impossible to find without paying huge premiums. So really, physicals should be the dog, paper should be the tail. However, paper is the dog and physical has been the tail for years and years and years and years. Who wags who? Well, in reality, physical should be wagging the tail, which is paper, but that doesn't happen. Here nor there. Let me move along. Georgia to recount all presidential ballots by hands. This is what I was talking about early, about being in purgatory. Part of this is from that reason. However, you know, what can I say? Trump, in my opinion, and again, I didn't vote for him, and I've got really mixed feelings, and I don't want to get so political here, has a right to contest this. There does seem like there's a lot of issues out there. And no matter what happens, it's not good for the country overall. But again, it's good for you if you own gold, silver, and precious metals. And I don't want to sound like we're parasites trying to live off people that are screwing up the country, but we're not. We're just trying to protect ourselves from people that are screwing up the country. That's my whole point. Not a lot of respect for Wall Street Journal, by the way. They seem to announce the election themselves and make it assume that Biden won, and then they kind of backtracked the last day or two. So, man, I think I'm going to cancel my subscription here unless I think they might even be giving me a free subscription still, because I'm not sure their subscriptions is where they should be. You know how they give some people free subscriptions. I'm not sure I paid this last year. But anyways, I shouldn't talk about that. Move on to the next thing, central banking. All that glitters, surveying central banks on gold reserves. I'm not familiar with this site, just saw it recently. Kind of like the little article here that I was reading, but official reserves, assets of gold, developed economies, emerging and developed countries. Take a look at this. This is very interesting if you take a look at this. Developing economies and emerging developing countries, official reserve assets. Now, we're talking about the people, we're talking about the core reserve bankers in each country, what they own, what their treasury owns, what the country owns itself. And look at the increase in how much gold emerging, developing, and developing economies have increased over the years. And why is this? Well, because they know that fiat currencies, man, these people got the history. Everyone has a history. If you just go online and look what the word fiat means, it means that all paper monies, no matter what country prints it, is destined to die. They always do. They always have. They lost their buying power. They get reset at some time, but that doesn't happen with gold and silver. But anyway, I digress again. Good article. Take a read on this. It's called Central Banking. Type it. Stop this video real quick. Type in your browser all that glitters, surveying central banks on gold reserves, and read this article after you're done listening to this video. Very interesting, and I think it gives some good graphs here about what's happening. Let me move along because I don't want to make this video too long. Let's take a look at what happened today, and it is 6:19, so I'm going to refresh this and see what the aftermarkets are doing. There you go, aftermarkets are open. Well, first off, I want to say that yesterday, where are we at here? World spot prices, New York spot prices. Remember, New York closes at a specific time. New York looks like it closed a little bit higher where the world spot prices are. But I'm going to start using world spot prices because we live in a global market when it comes to gold, silver, and platinum. New York is significant, but to me, not really to some degree. It's all driven off COMEX, and how much of that is bullshit paper markets. And some can be true with the world spot price as well. But remember, Asian markets and a lot of other markets do deal highly in physical. So I think the more accurate prices would be world spot prices here, and the aftermarket. So let me take a look at those. So it looks like we're down a little bit from yesterday. Like I said, I think we're in purgatory. We don't know what's happening with elections. We don't know where the economy is happening, or what the economy is doing. The dollar seems to get piled into a little bit, goes up, and then gets hammered a little bit, and metals kind of take advantage of that. But again, just let's take a look at what's happening right now. 1866 down a little bit from what I expected yesterday. I thought we were going to see par value slightly up. I was wrong there. Silver, that statement would have been correct, but silver is so erratic, I can't really use that as a guideline. I mean, it's swinging like in dollar ranges, and really all silver is doing, in my opinion, is just following gold. That's it. It's the, pardon the expression, the poor man's gold. And platinum, I still think platinum is a great buy. I like it. What I love about platinum, it just isn't erratic as gold or silver. It just kind of follows gold, but slowly. And tomorrow's markets, what do I think? I think we're going to see about the... I can't see much lower markets tomorrow, but again, we're in such a strange territory with this election. It's so weird, and with the markets and with the... man, I've never been more confused in my life when I'm trying to pick out these daily... what I think is going to happen the next day and what's even happening in the world. Anyways... I'm going to just stick with, I think we're going to stay about in the same range. I'm even going to give a range. We're going to stay in this 1850 to 1875 range for a little while, unless we see the dollar take a tank or dollar take a dump, or the stock market take a dump, in which case I think gold and silver will take a dump as well with it, but it won't last long, and physical will be hard to get. So with that said, I think about the same, but you know what? I'm not even going to say slightly up, about the same, maybe a little bit up, but not much, and I guess I did say it. So let's move along to the next thing. You know, I'm always telling you that Krugerrands are the best deal out there, and US 90% is the best deal out there. And I still don't see a lot of you buying 90% silver coin. I know you like to stack silver bars and you like to stack gold coins and such, but well, I'm talking about silver primarily. But US 90 is the cheapest deal out there. Pre-1964 US silver coins made by the US Mint, the same people that made US Silver Eagles. Cheapest deal out there. You can buy it from 75 cents to $1.50 over spot currently. I mean, how do you beat that versus $2 to $3 over for generic silvers, and $4 and $5 for Silver Eagles? So, you know, ask yourself, can I stop paying premiums? Yes. And should you stop paying premiums for some of these products? Yes. There's far cheaper ways to buy silver and gold out there. We were always happy to tell you how to do that. And as you know, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been saying the best deals out in silver are 90% U.S. silver coin. That's across the nation and probably globally if you can get 90% silver coin. Well, let's just say in the U.S. The cheapest thing in the U.S. is 90% U.S. silver coin. Cheapest thing in the U.S. right now that's readily available in 1 ounce increments in a recognizable form. That's a reasonable premium is Krugerrand still. So if you're buying anything other than 90% U.S. silver coins and Krugerrand, you are paying stupid premiums that you could really, you really shouldn't be paying. You should be putting more money into the silver or more money in your pocket, not more money into premiums you'll never get back. That's just my opinion. Come on in. I'll explain it to you in the store anytime you want. And I'm going to go a little bit further and talk about some products that have lower premiums that should be looked at besides gold eagles and maple leafs, which is foreign U.S. gold coins. A lot of this stuff you can buy and only pay anywhere from a 15 to 20% premiums. I'm going to point out a few products here. Well, not that. That's numismatic, but here you have a French 20 franc right here, which is 0.1867 ounces of gold. There is a Belgium one there. There's a British sovereign right there, which is 0.2354. Another French 0.1867 rooster. These are all gold coins that you can buy probably for a cheaper premium than eagles, maple leafs, and I'm going to go over a few pages here and show you a few things. But I'm going to stop here, because there's a reason I'm stopping at this one right here to show you, which is kind of interesting. But foreign gold is another cheap way to buy gold without paying stupid premiums. It's made by mints, recognizable by anybody that knows what they're doing. So another great buy if you're not going to buy Krugerrands, or your dealer, local dealer has Krugerrands, but you go in and you ask them, hey, listen, do you have any French 20 francs? Do you have any foreign gold that has a smaller premium than Krugerrands? If he does, and they're like French 20 francs and gold sovereigns and some other well-recognizable gold foreign coins, you definitely should buy them. I think it's a good idea. That's just my opinion, because you're going to pay a lower premium and it gets you more gold in your pocket for more bang for your buck. Let's move along here. Hey, and what brought me to add this next thing I'm going to talk about is this right here. I was looking for foreign gold coins to talk about, and I came across this, which is tolvingabout.ag. Hans Tolbing. Hans Tolbing at one time was one of the largest online sellers, largest internet sellers of gold bullion. He was selling stuff at such small premiums, and it was very hard for local dealers to compete. To make a long story short, I'm going to just kind of click to the next article and show you what happened. This is why I like telling you to buy local. I think you're much safer buying local. Not that some of these online guys are going to go out of business, but buying local keeps the money local, and the money is spent locally, and you don't risk dealing with someone that you can't get the vibe from by dealing with them face to face. Let me show you what happened to Hans Tolbing here. How does $40 million of gold and silver disappear? The collapse of the Tolbing company. So what I encourage you to do is, if you buy online, again, I'm not talking about all online sellers, but you do risk this. This is why I like buying local. You just don't know what's happening with these online sellers. And $40 million worth of gold kind of just gold and silver disappeared. And a lot of people in the industry knew Hans Tolbing. They thought he was a good guy, but things just seemed to get away from him. And the fact that nobody could really tell, all his business was being done online. And so it just, he took $40 million worth of gold and kind of disappeared with it. He did go to jail for it, but I think things got away from him. Read the story about Hans Tolbing and Coin Week right here. How does $40 million worth of gold and silver disappear? Again, this is why I'm really harping on people about dealing with someone locally that's been around for 10 years, 20 years, that's been around for a while. Even if you got to pay a few bucks more, there's something to be said about someone being around and having longevity in the business. It just tells you that they haven't been out there screwing people. Generally, that's generally the rule. But I still say you do your due diligence. Go talk to your local dealer. Get a feeling what they're like. And your gut will tell you whether you can trust them or not. I generally feel your gut feeling is trustworthy. Most of us are. Anyways, here he is right here, Hans Tolbing, one of the largest internet sellers before the other ones came along and sucked up a lot of that business. They sentenced him to, what did he get here? Let's take a look here. 30 months in prison and 3 years of supervised release. Again, I don't think he purposely did this. I just think he got in trouble. But again, read the article and give me your opinion. And I'll read the article a little bit more myself, because I never followed up at what happened when he got convicted and what the end of the story was. But again, my suggestion: think, shop, and buy local. I feel it's just much safer than buying online if you have the ability to do so. Anyways, this is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Ware Coins and Precious Metals. Please, if you get an opportunity, make sure you hit the subscribe button right here on our page and hit that little bell so you'll get the, every time I do an update, you'll get the new update. And I appreciate that. I'll try to give you the best information I can and always tell you what the best products out there are available. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Ware Coins and Precious Metals in Lauderdale by the Sea. Thanks for watching. Oh my gosh, it's been a long day. I've been working and I do this report. I am just ready to go home, have a glass of wine, and kick my feet up. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great evening. Give me a call between 10 and 4 Mondays through Fridays at 954-493-8811. If you got any questions, any info, or anything like that, happy to help you out. Good night.